JSON. NIM's JSON module allows you to work with JSON data, converting data into JSON. The JSON module provides the %* operator, which is used to create JSON objects. Wow, okay. And they are not next to each other on the keyboard either, which is to create JSON objects. Note that the use of the $sign operator to convert the JSON object to its string representation. Okay, so import JSON, that's easy to remember. Let element is hydrogen and atomic number is 1. So let JSON object, we just put that operator and we can just shove that right in there. How is that defined? I want to be able to define something where I can suddenly use curly brackets. I like that. So what, you just have, yeah, but these need to be defined as strings. That makes sense. And this will insert those values here. Oh, this is fun. And when we echo it, we can stringify it just with that, because I guess this returns some kind of type and that has defined the string. So let's see that, because I think Visual Studio Code will show us the type of the JSON object. JSON node. Okay. So the JSON node suddenly will do that. So do we have this definition here? Yeah. Oh, it's a macro. That's why we can do this little thing, because macros in NIM, I believe, they allow us to just take anything and define like our own language things. Okay. Convert expression to JSON node directly. Okay. Very, very, very cool. Parsing and accessing JSON. We have the JSON object as a string, JSON array as a string. Parsed object is parsed JSON. Okay, so we can basically parse it from the string. So that's an option too. Read it from a file or something. Name, and we parse object name and get string. Okay, so I guess we can basically get our parsed object and we can specify name. I wonder if we can do with slash or something to get deeper, but not sure how that would work. For sure, we'll copy it in a second to check that. So this will print sky. So we can just print it out. Okay. And the parse array is, we just can parse the whole array. And because it's an array, you can just get some element and specify, because I guess that will be, again, JSON node or something. We can specify, hey, get it as an integer. Assume it's an integer and parse it as that. Okay. Parse JSON method takes in a string representing a JSON object or an array and transforms it into a JSON node. We can access the fields of JSON node object using the square brackets syntax. The procs get int, get float, get string, and get bool are used for converting JSON nodes into NIM data types. I presume they can throw errors or exceptions, whatever you call them in here. So let me paste that code and check some. These are strings. This is a JSON node, and we can specify this. So what if instead of name being like that, I would specify that it's first, and first will be sky, while last will be Smith. Okay, so it should still parse, right? When we run that and we get name, get string, it should error. It just returned nothing. Okay, so it didn't error. Okay, it just returned nothing, as there's no such thing. How does the word name dot first run it? Nope. Now it says that, hey, there's no such thing. Key not found. Okay. What's the parsed object? JSON node name string. Gets field from JObject, which must not be nil. If the value of that name does not exist, raises key error. Okay, so I guess I would need to do name, and then we do first, right? And that should return sky. There we go. If I'll do last, then obviously we'll return Smith. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. And we'll get int and all this stuff works. Get float. Sure, that should work too, right? It was just 8.0. Yep, makes sense. Okay, this was really easy. And I guess that would also allow for additional inspections, what the type is and what not, and therefore creating packages that, allow to easily get JSON string and convert it into some kind of object that's already predefined. You would call it a model at that point. All right, very much fun. Parsing JSON into NIM object. There we go. In some cases, you might want to convert from a JSON string directly to an object. Exactly, that's what I need. So again, just our JSON thing. We specify our type, our model, I would say, element, and has name and atomic number. Perfect. And it's an object. Let's say this is the JSON we want to convert, right? We just specify the string in that format, and we say parse JSON. So let JSON object is parse JSON. So right now, we just have it as the node object, or like JSON node, that's the type here. And we say, element 2, JSON object, comma, an element. And we specify the type here. And that's it. That's how we just converted. This will print carbon. There we go. Oh, this is, wow, this is, I think, the simplest I've seen so far. Other than, of course, JavaScript, where you do parse JSON, or whatever it is. JSON.parse, and it just creates new object, and because JavaScript is dynamic, it just goes whatever.